Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the 1960s. Record players spinning Beatles albums, TV sets glowing in black and white, and sidewalks alive with color, patterns, and bold new styles. It was a decade of rebellion, freedom, and change, and fashion was right at the center of it all. Some of the clothes from that time might look odd to us today, but back then they told a powerful story of culture and creativity. Today, we're looking at 10 strange fashion trends from the 1960s that actually made sense back then. Number 1. Go-go boots. White, shiny, and knee-high. Go-go boots were everywhere in the mid-1960s, popularized by designer André Courrèges, and soon spotted on dancers in clubs and TV shows. These boots symbolized youth and modernity. They were futuristic, bold, and perfect for dancing all night to Motown records. Eventually, they faded as fashion moved toward more natural, earthy looks in the 1970s. But for a few shining years, go-go boots were the ultimate statement of freedom and fun. Number 2. Paper dresses. Yes, people really wore dresses made of paper. In 1906, the Scott Paper Company created disposable dresses as a marketing stunt. They were colorful, cheap, and surprisingly popular with young women who wanted to try something new. Of course, they didn't last long. You couldn't exactly wash them, and one wrong move near a candle spelled disaster. Still, they captured the spirit of the decade. Bold, experimental, and just a little bit wild. Number 3. Psychedelic prints. Swirling colors, clashing patterns, and dizzying designs. Psychedelic prints were born out of the counterculture and the rise of psychedelic music. They reflected the art of the time, inspired by light shows and album covers. Wearing a shirt that looked like a lava lamp wasn't just fashion. It was a statement of being part of a new generation. By the 1900s, fashion leaned toward earthy tones and simpler patterns, leaving the wild prints behind. Number 4. Miniskirts. The miniskirt was more than a trend. It was a revolution. Designed by Mary Quant in London, it shocked older generations, but thrilled young women who wanted freedom from old rules. The shorter hemline symbolized independence, rebellion, and the excitement of youth. By the late 1960s, minis were everywhere, from high school hallways to the covers of fashion magazines. Eventually, skirts got longer again, but the mini left a permanent mark on fashion history. Number 5. Space-age fashion. Inspired by the space race, designers like Pierre Cardin and André Courrèges introduced outfits that looked like they came from another planet. Think metallic fabrics, geometric shapes, and oversized visors. These clothes captured the excitement of the era, when astronauts were heroes and the moon felt just within reach. The look was too impractical for everyday wear, but it perfectly summed up the optimism of the 1960s. Number 6. Tie-dye everything. Tie-dye wasn't just a pattern, it was a movement. With bright swirls of color, homemade tie-dye shirts became the unofficial uniform of hippies and free spirits. The process was cheap, creative, and symbolized individuality during a time of social protest. While it faded in popularity in the decades after, tie-dye still makes comebacks whenever people crave that sense of carefree self-expression. Number 7. Bell-bottoms. Wide at the ankle and often made of denim, bell-bottoms became iconic in the late 60s. They allowed freedom of movement and looked great with platform shoes. The style actually started with sailors, but young people adopted it as a symbol of rebellion against straight-laced society. By the mid-1970s, bell-bottoms had exploded in popularity before eventually shrinking back into the closet. Number 8. Love beads. Instead of gold chains or fancy jewels, many young people in the 60s wore long strands of beads called love beads. They were usually handmade and given as gifts, carrying a sense of peace and friendship. They tied directly into the ideals of the counterculture, rejecting materialism in favor of simplicity. Love beads disappeared as quickly as they came, but for a moment, they were a colorful symbol of unity. Number 9. Mod suits. Sharp, slim, and often brightly colored. Mod suits were the uniform of stylish young men in the early 1960s. Inspired by London's mod subculture, they paired narrow ties, tailored jackets, and sometimes even bold checks or stripes. Unlike their father's boxy suits, these were sleek and modern. Eventually, fashion relaxed into wider collars and flared pants, but the mod look still defines an unforgettable moment in men's style. Number 10. Headbands and bandanas. From rock stars to everyday teenagers, headbands and bandanas became a trademark of the 60s. They were practical, keeping long, flowing hair out of the eyes, but they also symbolized rebellion against traditional grooming. Worn at music festivals like Woodstock, they came to represent freedom, peace, and the spirit of the open road. By the 1960s, they faded, but every time someone ties on a bandana, the echoes of the past are still there. The 1960s gave us fashion that was bold, strange, and sometimes impractical, but every trend told a story about the times. Looking back, these styles weren't just about clothes. They were about freedom, identity, and the excitement of a changing world. Which of these trends would you have tried if you lived in the 1960s? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip back in time, be sure to like, subscribe, and join us again for more journeys into the past.